Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Sorry, I'm a bit late today. It's been one of those mornings already. I think everybody's trying to get things all done before the holidays. And speaking of that, ECHA, as usual, have come out with a couple of important announcements just before a major holiday. So the first one is there are 5 new substances on the authorization list. Now, I know we've had plenty of notice about these, but it's only when things actually go onto the authorization list that we can do stuff about it. And I am horrified on behalf of everybody in dyestuffs to see the Micheller's ketones on there, because it is present in quite a few dyestuffs, not as something that's wanted, obviously, because it's pretty bloody horrible, but it's that sense of it's something else that's going to impact on a particular industry. And I am going to predict here and now that it's going to have longer ramifications than anybody at ECHA has ever even dreamed of. Of course, ironically, we're talking about substances containing Micheller's ketones. We're not talking about what happens with things that are dyed with dyes that have Micheller's ketone on it, articles that then come in. Has anybody done any leaching tests recently or absorption tests on the skin? Exactly. Unintended consequences all round. So anyway, that's the first bit of news from ECHA. Now, the second bit of news from ECHA is that they have made some changes to the REACH registration requirements. And again, I'm just going to say EU REACH registration. And there's basically 3 things going on here. That's the link below this video. The first thing is, if you are an OR, you have to say who your principal is, who you're representing. The second thing is that if you are doing a new registration or have you've gotten a registration, they've made some subtle tweaks to the identification of things. So crystal structure may need to be brought in some cases, bits and pieces, but it's one of these things you've got to read the small print and see if it affects your registrations. And I think that's the one that's going to affect most people. But that's just a guess. Now, the third thing that they've brought in is actually more guidance on when you can and you can't use in vitro tests and some of the aquatic tox tests. So that's really for people going through the registration process now, or people who maybe have some tests that they think maybe I should do. So there's more help with what you need to test for when and what are acceptable methods. So that's a good thing, at least. So like I say, have a look at that link and read the small print to see if it affects your EU REACH registration. That's if you are a lead registrant or the consultant. Now, if you're a downstream REACH registrant, you may want to make that check anyway, just so you know if you're going to get a request for money to deal with the latest set of demands, in effect. The good thing is that because they knew this change was coming, everything that needs to go into the IUCLID dossier from the registrant point of view is already in there. So it's not like we need an update to IUCLID to put in placeholders for all this extra information. They're already there. The downside is that they haven't done the completeness checks and they haven't done the validation to include this new stuff. And apparently that's not going to be in place until next April, which is when April 2023 is the next sort of big round of IUCLID 6 updates, apparently. So you need to be careful that if you are putting this information in, it won't be checked for you automatically within IUCLID. But apart from that, overall, change is coming. So that's all that kind of thing done. And you're going to go, well, reasons to be cheerful. It's the bank holiday weekend. We have Friday off and Monday in England and Wales. I think it's just Friday in Scotland. And so we need something cheerful to keep us going. Well, I thought satire was probably more the kind of thing that we're all in the mood for at the moment. When you have the British Prime Minister on the one hand saying, oh, lockdown, we're not going to rule that out in the future. And on the other hand, being fined by the police for breaking his own bloody lockdown rules. I mean, do they take us for mugs or what? So anyway, satire, yoga breathing, calm down. So I thought Awaken with JP, if you haven't come across him, he is excellent. And the first one I'm going to put in is the best female. The best female swimmer. Sorry about that noise in the background. That was me inadvertently setting it play. And the second Awaken with JP one waits for everything to go in the background, is how to offend everyone, which is, yeah, really good. Right. To be perfectly honest, that's what it says on the tin. Who wants that peace and getting on with everybody? That's not what you need for social cohesion, as he says. So I hope you have a great holiday. I hope you and your family are all safe and well, because that's the most important thing. Oh, and just before you go off, I am going to put a shameless plug in. I did my first podcast the other week. It was with the Periodic Fable, because I'm speaking at Chem UK on the second day, the Thursday. They've got a whole load of people who are speakers who they've done podcasts with. And they've put the link out for mine yesterday, I think it was. So I will just give you the link there in case you are interested in it. The guys at the Periodic Fable were absolutely brilliant. They made the whole thing really, really easy. It was just like having a Zoom chat, really. And it's one of those, what was I worried about things. It's only available in audio. It's not something that you can watch. But thanks very much to one of my friends who's already said they liked it. So hope it's interesting. Anyway, have a great holiday. Take care of yourselves, and I look to chat to you again next week if we're spared. Bye.